The medical examiner says La Crosse County is on pace to set a record for the number of deaths by suicide. So far this year, there have been 20 suicides. News 8 Now's Jordan Fremstad spoke to one family who wants to keep the conversation alive about mental health.
I first met Nick when he was a freshman in high school.
Every once in a while, a teacher finds a student whose passion matches their own.
And if anybody who's a band director knows, when you find out you're getting a new student and then you find out it's a tuba player, you're like, yes, I hope he's good. You know.
Even an untrained ear could recognize Nick Peterson's talent. However, backstage, Brenda Gauschel-Sill saw a child who was trapped inside a painful childhood.
His father had passed away when he was only 6 years old. His mother had mental health issues and addiction issues.
Nick's living situation fell apart his junior year. His sister ran away. Nick's grandfather said something Brenda felt called to do.
By that afternoon, his grandfather said, "Why don't you just take him for good?"
Brenda's family accepted Nick as one of their own.
It was never a question. It was always just, oh, yeah, this is my brother Nick.
Nick thrived in school and received a full scholarship to UW-La Crosse.
He was one of the La Crosse Tribune Extra Effort Award winners.
Nick got a fresh start, but eventually his past crept back in, and Brenda says Nick fell into depression.
Finally, one day I said, "We need to get you to a doctor." He was admitted to the hospital last week on Wednesday.
The hospital released Nick Friday morning. Nick died by suicide Friday night. He was 21 years old.
He had that support system, but mental health illness, I hate to say, it won here, and we lost him.
Brenda says even when an illness takes a life away, the conversation can't stop.
We say someone suffered death by suicide or someone died by suicide, because I can tell you that the person that died by suicide last Friday night was not Nick. It was not the Nick that we all really knew.
Her son Alex and daughter Meg hope this conversation saves someone else's life.
And as soon as people can recognize that that's what the standard should be, I think it will become easier for people to ask for help.
They had beautiful eyes.
Nick's true character speaks through Meg and Alex.
And I love those pictures with him and Ellen.
People have continued to tell us that we were so lucky. You know, he was so lucky to have you guys. He was so lucky that you came into his life, but we were way more lucky for him, to be honest.
Losing Nick is difficult. They did everything they could to help. They're sharing his story to keep the conversation alive.
To not be afraid to seek out that help ourselves if we need it.
They want people to remember Nick.
He changed our world for sure.
For the life he lived.
One of my favorite pictures.
This is Jordan Fremstad, News 8 Now.
That's the one.
Ettrick.
I can't remember. Somebody, maybe.
And remember, if you do need help, it's just a call away at 211. She also says it's important to anyone who has lost someone to suicide to never blame themselves.